Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the what?
The ABS Show.
I don't think they heard you. Of the what?
The ABS Show.
So you know what to do already. Go ahead and subscribe to the page, to the channel. And when you're done after the show, go on our Instagram page, the ABS Show. Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome.
Odera, what are we talking about today?
So we want to talk about the recent suicide of Anthony Bourdain, Emmy Award-winning journalist, chef, author, everything. And he killed himself recently. What do you guys think?
Wow. So honestly, this is one of the saddest news ever. You want to know why? Because Anthony is one of the most talented people on earth. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. He does it all. You know what I mean? So when I heard it, I was like, the question first in my mind is, why? Why would you ever want to do this? Because, you know, once again, you're rich, talented, successful, you have families that love you. Why on earth would you want to do this? So when I heard that we were talking about this topic, I was very happy about that.
I was really depressed, because for me, my friend, one of my very good friend, Effie, he introduced me to a show called Parts Unknown on CNN. And, you know, definitely, we all know Anthony Bourdain was like the host. He goes around the whole world and introduces you to culture. And, you know, if you want to talk about the culture of a people, the first thing you think about is their food. Their food defines their culture. So Anthony kind of gets into the culture with food and makes you feel like there's no harm in trying something new, you know? He made you relax and you'd be like, oh, I can try that, you know? When I heard about his death, I was depressed. So first of all, Parts Unknown, what happens now to that show? That's one. Then second of all, he left a very beautiful daughter behind. I think she's 11 years old now. She was born in 2007. And his personal assistant said that he's the least person that would have ever thought would do something like that. So if someone as close as his personal assistant did not know that he had suicidal thoughts, then what really is the problem?
That's why I really wanted to dig into it, because for me, for somebody to commit suicide, that means they were battling something. They were going through some deep thing that the only way out was to just kill themselves. Your life. You know what I mean?
For me, this is like, I have always watched Parts Unknown thinking, I want his life. Like, that's the dream. That was the goal. That's like
to travel the world.
That's the height of journalism. Do you know what that is? That you get to travel, and the fact that he came from a background as a chef, right? And he became a storyteller. So he focuses on every issue just while sitting over food. So he elaborated. He transcended just food and just being a chef. He went into the depth of, you know, like what you said, like understanding the unknown, understanding people's problems, getting to talk to people in their own, you know, comfort zone, in their own environment, having them open up to you. Like, what else does one want to attain as a journalist in this field? But to think that you could get to that height, what is my goal was obviously, like, you know, not what he was paying attention to. So it has to be, for me, I know this is how you guys are going to know I'm African. I think this is a demon. This is a spirit. You're actually battling a spirit, an evil demon that is distracting you from all the blessings and everything that would make you want to stay on this earth and leading you to a dangerous path.
Yes, what do you think about this story?
The only thing sad about it is that we're not going to get to watch his shows anymore. We're not going to get any new books from him. The only victim, the only person I feel sad for is his daughter, who's going to grow up feeling like, why? What could I have done to change this? Is this my fault? I personally think that suicide is a selfish act, and I don't feel sorry for any suicide victims. I don't feel sad for them, especially when they're adults.
Listen, I'm not here to judge. Personally, I witnessed my friend's father kill himself. I think I told you guys.
You watched it?
Yeah, I was really, really young. And we rushed to go see it. He killed himself in an uncompleted building, just hanged himself down.
Wow.
And in the suicidal notes that he wrote.
When you guys went there, was he already hung?
He was already dead.
Oh, he was dead already.
Hung dead, like, you know, the visual of it all, like, it was crazy. In the suicide note, this is what he wrote. He said that he owed so many people He owed money to a lot of people, so and they kept calling him, "Oh, where's my money? Where's my money?" And he couldn't bear it, so he killed himself. So that got me thinking. So now we have an example of somebody that don't have it at all, that's very, very poor, that is owing a lot of people, and the only way out is to kill himself. Now we have Anthony. Anthony is very, successful, rich, and still kills himself. So that is very confusing to me. When the only answer you feel is to kill yourself. Like, I really can't wrap my mind around it. That's why, for me, it feels very selfish. It feels like people want to be in your shoes right now. People would love to be in your shoes, and you just took your own life.
Don't you guys think that in life, like, a lot of people, maybe even everyone, might think of committing suicide or might go through things where you have, like, thoughts, but then, you get that thing that pops up in your head, like, today's a sad day. Tomorrow's going to be a brighter day.
You think everybody has that, though?
That's what I'm just saying. I'm asking a question.
Okay.
This will pass to, like, oh, don't worry. Like, maybe you're in college. You know what? I'm almost done with college. Or, I'm moving out of New York soon. This will be over. And then you keep going. And it's just unfortunate that those people that do commit suicide don't see that. Clearly, they don't see that what you're going through is... It's temporary.
It's temporary. But the thing is,
it's not permanent. Like, you can always change that.
Yeah, people go through that temporary. I agree with you on that, because even psychology explains that people go through a few minutes of madness in 24 hours. There are sometimes you're alone, you just want to do stupid things. It comes to your head. And there are also times where you're alone, maybe something is bothering you, you just want to take your life. What is all this? I can't deal with all this. But that's in your right state of mind. That's why there's something called mental health. And apart from just the mental health, there are things that lead to that mental instability.
Which is?
It could be drugs. There are some medications that have strong side effects. Their side effects are suicidal thoughts. They actually tell you, they actually write it in those medications. So if you are taking the medication, and these medications are our daily medications, funny enough, you can't avoid them. Even as simple as something that is used for acne, something called Accutane. And there's some other medications too, like they call them beta blockers. And antidepressants. Imagine an antidepressant is even making you suicidal. So, and people usually abuse drugs. So if a medication, a certain amount of chemical, goes into your body and causes a chemical reaction that can make you think of suicide, and then you abuse it by taking excess dosage, which means that you are increasing your ability or the act of wanting to commit suicide. And most of these rich and successful people, they take drugs.
Funny enough, there was a rumor that they said that the CNN and everybody connected to Anthony Bourdain is trying to hide the fact that it may have actually been an overdose. But that's just a rumor. That's just a rumur. And but
would that be considered as suicide too? Because you took it in.
You took it in, but then you didn't take it in with the intent of ending your life. So it's like that's just you killed yourself, not suicide, because you didn't intend to kill yourself.
Because they were very vague, they didn't go deep into it, and he was according to what we knew or what the public knew, he was a recovering heroin addict. So it's possible that maybe he was secretly doing it, or it's possible that he hadn't done it in a long time and then did it and then had a bad reaction to it.
And when he was receiving his award, he said that one of the two most important things he asks people when he travels, the first question he asks people is, what makes you happy? And then what kind of food do you eat? And they also released a recent interview of him, I think with a therapist or so. He was laying down and they were counting all his success, and he said, still, I am not happy.
That is the thing. Because a lot of people do equate happiness with success, with money, with all of that. And you see people in such high powers with, so much success, and they're still not happy.
So what do you think causes people to get to that point?
I think that for some people, first of all, there's no rule in life that says tomorrow is going to be a better day. If I was going through some crazy things right now, I could hope that tomorrow is going to be a better day, but there's no law, there's no rule, there's no fact. I have no evidence that tomorrow is going to be a better day. So we all have different paths and different lives. I think that for some people, their life has always been horrible in their eyes. It's always dark for them. And again, there's no promise for or a brighter tomorrow, and that darkness just seems to overcome them, and it just gets to the point where it's like, why am I here? Everything is dark. It's always been dark. So I'm just going to go where it's dark forever.
I just feel like there's a battle you're fighting that, human needs are insatiable. So sometimes what you see, that's why they say one man's meat is another man's poison. So sometimes what makes you happy, what you see physically that is satisfactory to you might not be what is satisfactory to Yazzie. So there might be something that he's still yearning for and he hasn't been able to achieve that in this life. And to him, it's like the best thing to do is to just get away with it and just take my life.
I think another cause is depression, I believe. I've been into depression, but not as so deep that I want to take my own life. I don't think thank God that I've not been to that stage before. But, it's been some time where you're very sad. You look at your life and you try to compare your life to other people and you're just sad about the whole thing. So people do go through major deep depression and they feel like the only answer is to take their own life. So I think that could be one of them. And also being in an abusive situation, abusive environment where people feel like you're not good enough, right? So your parents are telling you you're not good enough, your friends, you go to school, people are abusing you, and people do feel like since I'm such a big problem, let me just kill myself then. Yeah, so
which was like the premise of 13 Reasons Why. That's why the girl, she felt like everybody, she was in everybody's problem and nobody liked her, so she just
because if I'm a big problem, I'm out.
But me, speaking from experience, I have been very depressed and I have had suicidal thoughts before. I have. And to the point that, but that's the thing, that's what I say, that everybody is not the same.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. So that for me, it was an issue of, I was literally seeing this. I was literally having this argument with something else, not someone else, with something else, arguing with me like, kill yourself. And it's just like, and then me, that is me, is like, oh, why? Excuse me, give me reasons, why should I kill myself? And the thing was that all the things that was wrong with my life, or all the things that I had concerns about that were making me sad, like, instead of feeling sad, why not just kill yourself and be done with it? But then myself, my sane state was like, your mom is still there, like, what are you gonna do? There's still time, like, it's not the end of the world, you're still young, you can still do other things, so I feel like it's not everybody that's strong enough to get to that point that you're arguing with suicide and you can win that battle.
I really like the fact that you brought that up, that you thought of your mom and your family, and that, things can change for you, that you're still young, which is what I always say, is that suicide is a selfish way out, it's an easy way out, and it's the coward way out. And that's why I don't feel sorry for suicide victims. I've been depressed. I don't know how far into depression. I've never gone as far as you, battling with suicide or not. But there have been moments in my life that I've been so upset that I'm like, you know what? Why wasn't I born a Hilton, or why wasn't I born a Kardashian, or why am I even here? You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes we all go through things in life, but never to the point where it's like, oh yes, I'm going to. I mean, that's never even a thought, because again, you have family, you have friends. What is your mom gonna do, as you're saying? What is your sister gonna do? If you have a kid, what are they gonna do? So,
but do you understand the reason why other people go ahead and do it? Do you at least understand?
Do you understand, or you just don't understand?
It's a chemical imbalance. It's not because they want to. Trust me, there's nobody on earth. In fact,
you must want to. I'm sorry. The only time where I would say that is maybe for, maybe a teenager. For teenagers, it becomes different because they're not mentally and emotionally strong enough. Like, they're not there yet.
No, there are some adults that are not emotionally strong as well.
So if you're a kid and, you're in school and you're getting bullied every day, or let's say you go through some sexual abuse and stuff like that, it's different. But for me, for a parent, or an older person, somebody who's working, no.
Yes, you just mentioned that you as a teenager, you go through abuse, right? Do you know that thing can follow you into your adulthood?
Yeah. Right.
Do you know that emotional trauma can follow you? Do you know that?
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. However, let's be honest, and I say this to my son all the time because he's always whining and complaining about things, and I tell him, life is not fair. It's rather unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that life is not fair. It's very unfortunate that I don't go through the same things you go through. It's very unfortunate that you don't go through the same things Jay-Z goes through. It's unfortunate that Jay-Z doesn't go through the same things that Kanye West goes through. But you know what?
Please don't call Cardi B Sha.
It's survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. So toughen up and move on.
It's not that easy.
It's not that
easy to just say.
It's not that easy.
I don't cut you guys off. I do not cut you guys off. You guys talk. I let everybody talk. I listen listen to everybody, so they let me talk. That's my opinion. It's toughen up and move on. Life, for me, I look at life just like the jungle. I really look at it that way. Only the strong survive. So if I'm going to be a weak and kill myself, hey, who cares?
The way you're
remember that when I kill myself, everybody will be sad that week. Like 2-3 weeks later, everybody moves on with their life.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
you people might remember you on a birthday, on Mother's Day, on Christmas Day. So the only person you are actually hurting is yourself when you commit suicide.
The way you're talking, when you talk to the wrong person like that, might let somebody
That's a
go ahead
trigger.
and
Okay,
harm
So
themselves.
let me tell you, I had
and
somebody
harm
call
themselves.
me. I had somebody call me and tell me she was thinking of suicide. You know what I told her? I told her, please hang up and call somebody else because I do not want to be the last person on your call log. That's what I told her. And you know why I said that to her? I'm a mom. I have a lot of things going on. How freaking dare you even come with me with that stress? Are you crazy? How dare you?
That's some selfish move.
How dare you?
When a
Very
friend calls you,
How
that's
dare
a
you?
yeah,
But
very
guess what? Let me
that's
tell
a
you
selfish
something.
move
But
to
let me
have.
tell you
No,
something.
let me
But
tell you
say
something.
something.
No,
She
let
did
me-
not
no,
commit
let me
suicide.
tell you
She did
something.
not commit suicide,
Very
and she's
selfish.
still alive up till today.
Let me tell you
She's
something.
still because she was looking for a
You're-
pity party.
No.
A pity party that I was
It's
not
not
going
pity
to give her.
party.
Not
Sometimes
all the
people
time.
need
Not
to.
going
You
to
need
give her.
someone to
Not
talk
all the
to.
time.
If she was really going through something, what she should have done was called me and said, Yazzie, you know what? I'm going through so much stress at work. How do I deal with it? And I have friends that call me about stuff like that. I give
that
really
friend
good
is
advice.
never going to call you again, believe it or not.
I give really good advice. Sometimes I don't take my own advice, but I give really good advice, and the advice that I give actually helps a lot of people. And a lot of people I know call me for advice, and they love talking to me, and they always, this is feedback that I get from them. They call me, they tell me, this is what's going on at work. I give them advice. This is what's going on in my relationship. I give them advice. But don't call me about you talking
All
about
right,
committing
Yazzie.
suicide.
Okay,
I'm
Yazzie,
not
you're
going to be the
talking
last
to
person on
Yazzie.
your
If
You're
call.
somebody
talking too
calls
much.
you and talk to you about depression and wanted to kill themselves, the right answer is not call somebody else.
Yeah.
That is a selfish
That's
move.
what I told her.
That's very selfish.
That
The
is
right
selfish
Just like
answer-
how
on your
you
behalf,
were being
because-
selfish, thinking of suicide, I'm gonna be selfish too.
Hold on. That's a selfish move on your behalf because you feel like I don't want to be the last person on your
On your list.
call
That was
log.
your reason.
Yeah.
That reason is not right.
Are you
How can you even say
listening
that?
to what you're saying?
No,
Why
that's
do I
dangerous.
listen?
How can you even say that?
Why do I have blonde hair but you sound dumb? How can you say that that's
That
the
you don't wanna be
angle
the
that
last
you're
person on the
coming
call
from?
list.
No.
Are you
If you are given a
serious?
different
Someone has
reason.
a
Very
problem.
serious.
Someone has a problem and they reached out to you. Listen, that means that they identify that there's a strength in you
You.
that they don't
That they
have.
need,
And
yes.
instead of you to share with that person, you're selfish enough to send them away. That's heartless. That's as bad as you killing the person
Yes,
yourself.
and that's the thing too.
Yeah,
a lot
true.
of people think that when you kill somebody, it means that you've taken a
Murdered
gun
them.
and you've murdered them.
Exactly.
Sometimes your
Let me
words
tell
can
you
kill
something.
someone
There's something
and kill
called
their
tough
spirit.
love. There's something.
That was not
No,
tough love.
That was tough
That's
love.
not tough
But
love.
she didn't kill herself. The
No,
point is,
no,
she
no,
didn't
no,
kill
no,
herself.
That's not tough
Point
love.
is,
She might not have
she
killed
didn't kill
herself.
herself.
She
And
might
she's
not-
still alive
That's
today.
witchcraft.
Because you know what she
Yazzie,
realized?
stop
Because
it.
you know
Oh
what
my
she
God.
realized? She
She might
realized
not
that
have- okay,
nobody
so we're gonna
cares.
stop. We're gonna
She
talk-
realized that nobody cares.
No.
You guys cut me off all the time, so I could cut people
She
off
might
too.
not have killed herself, but guess what? You killed her. You
Yeah.
killed her. Yeah, you killed her emotionally. You killed her. She's never gonna call you for
Yeah.
anything
She
again.
still calls me. She's
no,
still my
no,
friend.
No.
Yazzie.
She's not your friend.
Yazzie.
She's not your friend.
That's not tough.
She's not your
Okay?
friend.
She's not your
Listen,
friend.
that's not
Your
tough
opinion.
love, okay?
That's tough love.
That's not tough love. That's witchcraft.
Oh,
Because for
exactly.
somebody
Okay.
to call you
I flew
and
last
tell
night
you
with you.
what
Let
they're
her
about
talk.
to
Let him
do,
talk.
and the first thing you will say is, I don't want to be the last person on your call, is
Okay.
call someone else. First of all, when someone has suicidal thoughts, it could be mental, it could be physical, it could be selfish, it could be anything. There's always two sides of a coin. But from you, all I see is the Yazzie way. You don't have two sides in your coin. And that's wrong for a personality. You're trying to tell me that I shouldn't call you if I'm in a depression or I'm in a sad state
That's
and
what
I
you
need
say.
somebody
Okay,
to
T-Money.
talk
really?
to.
But T-Money.
That's what you're telling me now.
T-Money,
Let's
hold
go
on
party.
a second. T-Money, hold on a second. Out of everybody sitting at this table, I think you are the last person to say that because me and you.
I call
me
you
and
all the time, but I've never
have-
told you that I
hold
want
on
to
a
kill
second.
myself.
Hold on a
I've
second.
never called you on a
Hold
situation like
second.
that.
I know, but we talk deep about deeper level stuff. So I feel like anyone, even though I've known Charlie longer, I think you know me best at this table.
But what
And-
you just said now scares me.
My point is, I'm not gonna have a pity party with you and encourage you with any type of
No,
suicidal
not
thoughts. Hold on a
encourage.
second.
You don't have
I'm
to
not saying that
encourage.
was the only thing that I said to her. I'm not saying that was the only thing that I said to her. But before I got off the phone with her, that was the last thing
All
that
right, so
I said
this is
to
how
her.
pity party works.
It's simple. It's
This
a
is
pity
how-
party.
This is
If
how
you're going through something, suicide should not be your first thought. Your first thought should be how to solve it, how to get through it.
In your right state of mind.
And I'm not going to encourage
in your right
suicide.
state of mind. In your right state of
This is
mind.
how pity party works, in my opinion. If you keep coming to me with the same problem over and over again, and you know I'm giving you solutions, ways to solve it, you come to me. Then it's like it's a habit. But if somebody is calling me on the special day and saying this is what I'm going through, I'm not gonna be like hang up, call somebody else. That is mean. This is a mean girl mentality, and it needs to stop. I'm sorry.
Okay. So first I was queen of the Abelempe. Now I'm queen of the mean girl.
What is
the Abelempe thing that the Nigerian whatever? I'm not Nigerian.
Now you're just a witch.
I'm not Nigerian. Now I'm a witch, and now I'm queen of the whatever. But all these things don't faze me because they're words and their opinions. And people that really, really know me, as I'm saying, I have a lot of friends who, again, find strength in me and they come to me for advice. And if you know me, you know me. And if you don't know me, you could, take what I'm saying and take it a different way or whatever. But for me, suicide is never an option. Suicide is selfish. And if you commit suicide, I do not feel sorry for you. Only person I feel sorry for is maybe if you have a kid or mom. Can you imagine what you're putting those people through?
Okay, so we're not going to end with that. This is what I'm going to end with. I'm going to end with suicide is really, really something very, very serious. If you're going through depression, anxieties, deep stuff, we're going to leave the number below. Right. You can call for direct help. That's what we're going to leave with.
Please talk to me.
Yes.
Don't talk to Yazzie.
And now, since after Anthony Bourdain's death, the number they call in USA has gone up by 25%.
Yes.
For the past
people
2 days,
calling for
people
help.
have been calling for help. So people really have problems.
Yes.
They just need someone to talk to.
And I think another thing that we should point out is that a lot of people don't come out to talk about things like this, and they get to the point of suicide because of people like Yazzie. Because they don't want somebody that's going to say that it's a pity party. They don't want somebody that's going to say that is going to. But that's the truth. That's the truth. There's so many people that don't want to come out and talk about things like this because of the attitude that you have right now. Because nobody wants to be accused of being selfish. Nobody wants to be accused of throwing a pity party for themselves. Nobody wants to be.
Okay, maybe that's you. Maybe you're weak and that's you. Maybe you're weak and that's you.
But most people
that want to commit, first of all, if you go there, you do research and you do your stats. And since you know so much about me and so much about suicide, do this research and bring it on the next episode. The majority of people that commit suicide actually do not suffer from mental illness. Majority of people that commit suicide are not depressed. That's majority of people. That's number one. Number two, most people that commit suicide is because they're going through something. It's not because you're committing suicide. It's because you're going through something. So when you want to go to a friend because you're going through something and you're thinking of death, well, you should come to the person and say, you know what, Yazzie, can you believe this man cheated on me? Well, how do you think I should do this? What can I do? Yazzie, you know what? I can't find a job. Is there a way for me to get a job? Yazzie, you know what? I'm sick. I'm very sick. I don't have health insurance. That's how you should come. You shouldn't pick up your phone. How do you know what I'm going through?
No,
I'm a single mother, for God's sakes. How do you know I'm not thinking of going through suicide?
Pass a message. People pass a message differently.
That is the message. You guys can't sit here and encourage suicide like,
no,
I feel sorry for you to die. No, that is what you're encouraging. Because you're sitting here having a pity party for people that want to commit suicide or thinking. What I'm saying is, I get it. We all go through shit. I trust me. I've been through a whole lot of shit. I probably maybe I've been through more shit than everybody at this table. But at the end of the day, you sit there and you think of ways you can change your life. You don't like a situation you're in, you change it. You don't like your body, you change it. Anything you don't like about yourself, you change it. You sit back, we all have 24 hours in the day. Beyonce's not more special than me. Rihanna's not more special than me. Same thing goes for everybody at this table. So if you want to be like Beyonce, whoever you want to be like Magic Jordan, whoever you want to be like, whatever, LeBron James, whatever, you work hard every day and you get up and you work towards it. You can't sit back and say, my life is effed up, blah, 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 but you sitting at home sleeping every day or you praying to Jesus and it's just going to happen. It's not. You got to get up and you got to go out and you got to do things. Some of the symptoms of depression, for example, is sleeping, fatigue, things like that. You can't just sit home and sleep all day when you're depressed.
Okay, so if we're really going to sit on this table to talk,
but people can't sit at this table and just accuse me because I'm upset. I'm upset. I can be upset when people are sitting here and accusing me of certain things to our viewers.
But you did the same thing.
You did the same
thing too. So what I'm gonna say this to close it down. If we're gonna sit at this table, Timani, If we're going to sit at this table to talk, right,
sorry.
we have to make sure we don't put words in each other's mouth.
Right.
We are very opinionated and we can express ourselves very well. So for Yazzie to say that we are promoting suicide is totally wrong.
Well, you guys are sitting here saying that I'm the
no,
I'm going to go with that.
You've been talking straight.
Okay, you
I
didn't.
didn't.
You didn't, but someone else did.
All right.
Well,
Someone
I
else
didn't,
did,
but
so
that's
I'm
not
going
what
to say
she's
it.
saying.
That's
All
what she
right.
said.
What
She
she's
said
saying is
people
that
don't involve me in stuff like that.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Okay, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I don't understand.
let's wrap
I
it up.
don't have a college
All right.
degree.
This-
I don't have a
this-
college
this-
degree.
let's wrap it up.
And I
I
didn't
already
graduate
said that.
honors.
All right,
And I'm not top of my class.
Listen, this is a.
If you're weak,
as you
you're
can
weak.
see,
Simple.
Yazzie, let me do
Life
my
is
job.
about survival of the fittest.
Yazzie.
Only the strong survive. So you could sit back and
Yazzie,
you
let
be
me-
weak.
let me do my job.
And as you're weak,
Yazzie.
you're gonna stay in your situation because you're
Yazzie,
weak.
let me do my job, please.
Yeah.
We want to thank you guys for watching today's show. It was very, very heated. We love you for watching. On next time, please come back. We're gonna come back, so please come back. This is MinaTV. You're watching the ABS show. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.